right, let's roll. All right, so good day, guys. What's popping? So, to go straight to the business of today, we've been talking about order blocks now. For like the last two videos now, we've been talking about order blocks. So, today I'll be talking about the properties of an order block, what you should be looking out for in an order block before marking it as your point of interest. All right, so I said in the last video that order blocks are, for instance, now a bullish order block. Now, if you want to mark out your bullish order block, is the last bearish candle before a bullish expansion. That last candle that made that expansion, that's what your order block is. Why in a bearish order block now? It's your last bullish candle before a bearish expansion. That last bullish candle that sponsored that expansion, that's where you're going to mark your order block from. All right, so now these are the four main properties you should look out before marking out an order block. What an order block should have before it should be called a valid order block. All right, sorry about that. Number one, the order block should not be mitigated. What do I mean by it should not have been mitigated? It means that the order block you're trying to mark out, you understand, price or the market should not have tested it before. It should be a free order block, because if the market have tested it once, there is a high probability that the market is coming back to test it again. It's going to break past it, and it's no longer valid again. So the number one property of when you're marking an order block, make sure the order block is not mitigated, it's not filled. Once it is filled, it's no longer valid to be called a valid order block again. It has been mitigated or filled. You understand? That's the number one property. And number two now, it should break structure. I'll give a chart example about what I mean, but I just want to scratch the surface first, all right, about these four properties. Number two, it should break structure. What do I mean by it should break structure? You know what we call our higher high, our higher low, our higher high. Now, this is our higher high, this is our higher low. This is our higher low here. When price break past this last higher high here, and you're marking your order block at this place, make sure that swing, the new swing is forming, has broken past the last higher high. I'll give the example, but make sure it should break structure, right? So number three, you should have an imbalance. You understand you know what we call to be a fair value gap now? There's one candle here, the second candle here, and the third candle is here. This candle in the middle here, it should have a gap in between it, all right? Once the candle has a gap in between it, the order block that sponsored that gap is a very valid order block. And number four, it should be engulfed. I'm going to explain that one now. So let's go to our chart and see what I mean by an order block. All right, so let's look at my chart here now. The market was sloping upwards, creating higher lows and higher highs, higher lows and higher highs, and see what happened here. The market broke structure around here. All right, it broke structure here to the downside. So it's a bullish trend before it broke structure to be a bearish trend. So let me mark out where it broke structure from. All right, so it broke structure from here. All right, this line here, this is where it broke structure from, where I see here. And see what happened. When it broke structure, it created an order block here. This last, okay, let me zoom in a little bit. All right, this last bullish candle before this bearish expansion here, that's what we're going to mark an order block from. Now that order block, now let's see if it actually carries all the four properties we're talking about. What's our number one property? It should not be mitigated. All right, the order block is a free order block. It has not been mitigated. So that's fulfilled one property like that. Let's let's mark it out like that. All right, let's not extend it to the future first. We'll still give it an example. All right, number one, it should not be mitigated. It should be free. Now it's free. Price has not tested it before. No wick has entered inside of it before. It's a free order block, so it has fulfilled one property. What's the second property? Should break structure either to the upside or the downside. The order block should break structure. You understand? And guess what happened? The expansion it created broke this structure. Broke this structure, broke this structure. So it's valid. It has fulfilled the second property. Number one, it has not been mitigated. Number two, it has broken structure. And number three is should have an imbalance. Like I explained before, what an imbalance is. This is, you count 3 candles first off, right? This is 1 candle, this other block, this is the 2nd candle, and this is the 3rd candle. So this is your imbalance here now. Here's your imbalance here. Shapes, sorry. This place here is your imbalance. All right. Oh, I don't want to make it the same. Sorry. I know what I'll do. I will just use a line instead. So my hand is not straight like this. Bear with me. All right, so that's the first line, and here you have your imbalance there. Is your imbalance. You count your 1, 2, 3 candle. The space in between the 3rd candle there, that's what your imbalance is. This is an imbalance also. This is an imbalance also. There's a little bit of imbalance here. As long as, see something here, we did not have an imbalance in this 3 candle. See 1, 2, 3 candle. 1, 2, 3. The middle one, there was no imbalance in between it, all right? This is what I call an imbalance, you understand? The other block should create an imbalance. You understand what I'm talking? In between that, if you start counting the candles from your other block, the 2nd candle, then the 3rd candle, it should have an imbalance. That's what we know to be fair value gap, you understand? So it's already created an imbalance. So the other block has fulfilled 3 properties now. The first one, it should not be mitigated. It fulfilled that one. It should break structure. It fulfilled that one. It should have an imbalance. It fulfilled that one. And the 4th one is, it should be engulfed. Now you have to pay good attention here. This is what an engulfing means. It means when you mean engulfed, it means when something is wrapped, like when something is covered, when something is engulfed, it's covered already, you understand? And when you apply that term to candlesticks and charts, now this is your order block now. The next candle, after your order block has been printed, we want to see it cover the whole order block. It might not cover the, the whole wicks, but the body of the candle, the next candle should cover everything in the other block. For instance, you understand what I'm talking about? This is a valid order block because why? See what happened? This next candle cover all the whole body. That's what we mean to be engulfed. See something, let me give you another reference of what an engulfed does not mean. This candle is not this other block is not engulfed already. Why? Because this is a bullish order block. Now, this example I'm giving is for a bearish order block, right? This is for a bullish order block. This candle is not engulfed because the next candle that was printed after the order block did not cover the whole body of this order block. So it actually really did not fulfill all the whole properties to be a valid order block. This was not a valid order block, all right? Yeah. So now, okay, this was the break of structure here, right? So now, our 4 properties is number 1, it should not be mitigated before. It was not mitigated, valid, it was not filled. No wick has touched this order block, so it's a free order block. Number 2, it should break structure, and see what happened. It breaks structure. You understand? The expansion it created break structure here and broke structure here. You understand? And number 3, it should what was number 3 again? It should have an imbalance, all right? This was the imbalance it created, right? That space in between, that void it created. Price will definitely come back to fill that void, all right? That was the imbalance it created. And number 4, it should be engulfed. This is what happened. This whole candle covered this other block. That's what we mean to be an engulfing candle. So let's extend our other block way to the future now. See what happened. You see how valid the other block was, and price came inside of it, and see what happened. This will have been our profit here. And if you're taking profit, let your take profits be in the next swing. In next swing that you're creating. So your take profits should have either been here, here, or here. That's where your take profits should be, all right? Yeah, so this was a valid order block. That's a very good example of another block. So let's look for another order block now, all right? So even this created another block here also. See something? This market was trending actually. It was trending to the upside. It broke structure here again. So what happened? Let's bring out this too. We're done giving the example for this one. So see what happened here. This was a break of structure, right? It was trending upwards, then it breaks lower than this one, so it has broken structure here now. So waiting for a retest up, then we sell. See what happened here. Number one property now, it should not be filled, all right? It should not be mitigated, all right? So this is the last example I'm giving. Then after this example I'm giving, go back to your chart and do your own examples, all right? All right, this is here. You draw your order block, all right? Yeah, that's it there. Sorry, you see order block here. Number two, it should have what's number two again? It should break structure, and see what happened. It broke structure here. The expansion it created. Number three, should have an imbalance. See, there was an imbalance here. Count your 1, 2, 3 candle. There's a void in between here that markets and price needs to fill. It actually really fulfilled that property also. And number four, it should be engulfed. So what happened? This candle engulfed this whole candle. All right. So that's basically it. So let me look for example of one bullish order block. All right. For a bullish order block, let's look for a bullish trend. Let's look for a bullish trend. Okay, this is a bullish trend now. Let me zoom out. This actually really fulfilled everything also, right? Number one, it should not be mitigated. It was not mitigated. It had an imbalance. It should be engulfed, and it should break structure. It actually really broke the structure here. So that's the value of that block. But let's see if price actually really obeyed it. All right. That was the value of that block. Price actually really obeyed it. I'll tell you why I said price obeyed this guy. You see this wick that is here now. As long as the candle did not close above this order block, it actually really obeyed it. And see what happened. It still spiked upward. Do you understand? Once this is a 1 hour time frame. Once market enters inside your order block, you're not taking your trade straight from the 1 hour. You go to like the 5 minutes or the 1 minute to look for an entry. You understand? You might not see your entry until it has almost filled the order block to 100%. This trade actually, okay, I've scrolled backwards. When I'm talking about entry, I'll tell you why I said this order block is a very, very valid order block. Forget this spike that happened here, all right? So that's just it about verifying if an order block is valid or not. Number one, it should not be mitigated. Number two, it should have broken structure to the upside or the downside, depending on the order block, if it's a bullish or a bearish order block. Number three, it should have an imbalance in between. The expansion it created should create an imbalance, you understand? And number four, it should be engulfed. Simple as that. If your order block should have all these properties, whereas you'll just be catching pips. Like seriously. For the past how many weeks now, I've been posting all my trades in the group, and everything I've been hitting, take profit. I post the before and the after because I've tested this order block for like how long is now. I've gone back in years past. I've gone back in Euro GBP. I've tested this thing and it works. That's why my confidence is 100 when I mark my setup like this. The confidence I have is 100. If I'm buying and you are selling, I'm coming for your stop loss. Like seriously, that's the confidence you also have in this game. So it's backtesting give you confidence. Like seriously. So when I post my before, and people will be like, yo, if I collect, I know I collected, I'll go and learn why I collected. You understand? I'll go and do my research and all. But if I should post a trade before it happens, I'm very, very sure 90% of the time it's going to hit my take profit. You understand? It's not an empty boost actually. You have to have this kind of confidence in trading. Like seriously, to have a very, very good risk to reward ratio, you also have this confidence. That's about order blocks. Backtest again and again and see if what I'm actually really saying works, or if this guy is talking trash. And if it works, you've learned something that you carry as a weapon in this trading. Like, if it does not work, come to my DM and blast me or tell me, senior man or bro, this thing you just explained, it does not work. And you tell me what assets you tested it on that it does not work and thereabout. You understand? So that's about that, guys. Cheers and God bless.